VLM.
Sir, still doctors are joining, so we'll wait for some time and then we'll start the session, sir. Okay, sir? So right now we are having 30 members with us. And with this, we will start our session. Shivam sir, shall we start? Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
So we can start?
One second.
Okay. Okay. Okay, so first of all, very good evening to all the eminent doctors. Thank you so much for joining us for today's ThRabis webinar. Today, our objective is to spread awareness regarding rabies, which is a fatal disease and it can be avoided with proper vaccination. This initiative has been taken by Cadila through its innovation to serve the society and humanity. Today, the topic of the webinar is dosage reduction strategy in rabies management, role of novel vaccine. Dear doctors, ThRabis is world's first novel 3-dose anti-rabies vaccine. And with great pride, we would like to inform that ThRabis has successfully completed 1 year the launch, and with more than 40,000 animal bite victims being vaccinated and 100% compliance was recorded, and there are no adverse dose reactions as we have registered. With this honor, I would it is our honor to introduce our today's speaker, that is Dr. Shailendra Sharma. He's having more than 20 years of experience, and he is one of the leading physicians in Amritsar. So, and I came to know from Shivam sir that he's a very good yoga and fitness enthusiast. So with this, we would like to start the session, sir.
Should I start?
Yes, sir, we can go, sir. Already 35 people have joined right now, and people are doctors, they are continuously joining also. So we can start, sir.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Parul and Shivam Arodaji. And I wish you all a very good afternoon. And this is a very nice session we are, and it's also a weekend Saturday. And here the topic is quite hot, that is rabies. So
Yes.
the animal lovers are so much in India and all over the world, and dogs and humans, they are almost they have got good proximity with each other. So we have to live with the animals, pets also. The people who bring up the pets, they give love to they increase the happiness level by 37% by dogs, and by this cats 27%. So it's good to have a pet and upbring it and take good care of itself. So if we are sure that we are good vaccinated and our dog is also vaccinated, and in case if we get a friendly bite also, even then we should be having a very minimal dose of anti-rabies vaccination, and so that we'll make 100% safety, so that we can spread love all over, because love is life and love is God. So first of all, I should discuss the contents of my discussion. First part is about the rabies disease. So am I clearly audible?
Yes, sir. Sir, can I share the slide from my end, or you will be
Yes,
sharing?
yes. No,
Okay.
you please share, and I'll give you next, and then you please.
Okay, sir. Okay, I'll share the slide from my end. Okay.
So please share the first slide.
Okay, sir. Okay. I hope, sir, slide is shared, sir. You can see the screen.
So here the screen is very much suggestive. On one side of the edge of the hill is a person who is a dog lover, and on the other side there is a dog who can express its love only by its teeth or by its saliva or by licking. So, and in between there is a vaccine. So if we are able to wedge this difference, by narrow this distance by vaccine, then we will be saving our life, and as well as we will be able to spread love to the animal kingdom also. So next slide, please. So these are the contents of our discussion. Like first, why this rabies disease is important, and what is the instance of animal bites. So, and third is what is about its epidemiology, and evolution of the rabies vaccine, how it was evolved during the passage of so many years, and what are the challenges and issues which are linked with it, and what is the unmet need, and how the new vaccine like ThRabis is going to influence the treatment part, and what is the novel technique in it, and then what are the clinical studies like phase 2 and phase 3 trials, and what is the carry home message. Next slide, please. So this shows about the rabies disease. So rabies is a zoonotic disease, that is a disease that is caused by the animals, bite of the animals. It may be a dog, it may be a cat, or even sometimes rarely by a rat, or even monkeys. They can spread the disease. So it's a disease which is spread by animals, not man to man. It's not a man to man disease. It's an animal to man disease. Man is a domestic animal, no doubt social animal, but still man is not able to spread the disease by biting the other man. But it is a disease that is there in the saliva of a rabid animal. So it is caused by rabies virus, RABOE, and virus is encoded by 5 structural proteins. These are only the theoretical pathways, theoretical meaning. So there are 5 structural proteins. The main outer layer is this G protein. Then there are N proteins, then P proteins inside, and then M proteins. So there is an envelope over it, and then inside is a L protein, and then RNA, this RNA virus. So this is about the structure of the rabies virus. And G protein is the major antigen in the formation of neutralizing antibodies against the rabies disease. And so main thing is, so if we are able to introduce this G protein in the body, and that will help in formation of the neutralizing antibodies in the host, so that the person will develop the antibodies against the spread of the disease before it takes the neural pathway and reaches up to the nervous system. So it is the G protein which is the major antigen. So the main thing to improve this body immunity is the role of the G protein that is in the outer coat of the virus. Next slide, please. And globally, all over the world, because we have got the maximum herd in, people in India. We have got the maximum domestic animals and pets here in India. And all over the world, almost 59,000 rabies deaths are per year. So in India, out of this, almost 40%, 23,000 rabies deaths per year. So 91% deaths are in the rural areas. So main thing is, if we are not educated, or if we are not having a proximity to the medical people, or if we are not able to get this vaccine in certain time duration, we won't be having any safety later on. So India, because it is harboring almost 40% of the rabies-related deaths, and that too most of the times in the young people, and the death is so bad that it becomes a pathetic life, because there is no solution for any person who is getting rabies manifest symptoms, and we have seen people dying, and we are not able to save them, even if they are brought with water hunger, or with the muscle cramps and the symptoms related with the rabies. But in case if we are able to educate them about the vaccination part and give them, the most important thing is 100% vaccination, then definitely we can improve the death rate in India. So next slide, please. So this slide shows it's a 100% fatal disease, but 100% vaccine preventable disease. So the people who are handling the dogs and the people who are in veterinary practice, like veterinary doctors and staff who handle the animals, it's a very nice vaccine, just 3 doses we can give, and we will be coming on to its the exact doses and its side effects. And it's like a boon for those people who are dog handlers, or who are animal lovers, and sometimes they miss they get a bite and don't tell the doctor that they had a dog bite or animal bite, and then they fall a victim. So in case if the disease becomes manifest, then there is no treatment, and then the patient develops when the patient develops symptoms and it enters the nervous system, then the death is 100%. Next slide, please. So this shows how the disease progressed. This is only for academic region. In 1885, it was a live attenuated vaccine from the spinal cord, and it was non-standardized dried preparation, and up to 31 injections of an increasing immunogenicity were usually given at that age. And then in 1911 and up to 1976, 14 injections of 0.5 ml daily, they were given in the form of inactivated vaccine, and minimal neural content liquid preparations, and they were given around the umbilical region, and It was when we were in medical college and in community medicine department, the people used to get this injection around their navel area, and the patient had to do some abdominal exercises just for the fast absorption of the vaccine. Then after 76, the another vaccine like cell culture, inactivated vaccine, and more than 2.5 international units that was in market, and that patient had to buy from the market by themselves. And previous injections, they were even in when we were doing in MBBS, it was almost in 1995. 1995, the government was going to give 10 to 14 injections subcutaneously in the peri-umbilical area, and each and every day, each daily except on Sundays, and the cycle was in such way that sometimes the Sunday dose was usually missed. Then this vaccine was also available at that time, but the patient has to buy from the market. But it was cell culture, tuck embryo vaccine, chick embryo vaccine, standardized immunogenicity, lyophilized. 5 injections were usually given at the duration of 0, 3, 7. 0 means at the day of bite. 3 means on the 4th day, then 8th day, 15th day, then 28th day. And we used to make the patient into different categories like class 1, 2, 3. Class 1 means less than 5 bites all over the body, not on the hands and mouth and feet. And more than 5 bites, it was class 2. But if there is a bite on the face or on the hand or the feet, the absorption of the virus was very fast, and then we used to consider it as class 3. So in that case, we had to give 6 injections, and along with that, this immunoglobulin, rabies immunoglobulin, according to the body weight, we usually used to give. But regarding the efficacy of that rig, it is there in the literature that it is going to give immunity right from the word go, right very first day if there is a class 3 bite. So this is about the evolution of the rabies vaccine. Next slide, please. So now what are the current challenges? Current challenges are current rabies vaccine are cell culture vaccines, and inactivated vaccines are more than 50 years old technology from 1976 till it is 2023 almost. Inconsistency in potency about the stability and short supply. Sometimes it's not available. Patient gets 2 vaccines, then the 3rd vaccine is not available in the market. It's not in the stock. Sometimes the dose is missed, and it has got it develops immunity in a very slow pattern, and it has got certain adverse effects. And the patients are very particular in case if the patient gets some adverse symptoms, then the patient becomes a bit dicey. Sometimes they miss the dose. And the third thing is decreased compliance beyond 3 injections. First of all, if the patient is having serious thoughts in the brain, they get the 3 injections and they miss the 4th, 5th dose. And so these are the main current challenges. If they miss the dose, the efficacy of the vaccine becomes dubious. Next slide, please. So this shows non-compliance, how it decreases. So if the patient gets 4 injections, the immunity, the effectiveness becomes lesser, up to 30 to 47%. And if the patient gets 5 injections, so the immunity in that case almost less than 60% or so. Most of the people they miss. 30% of the people they got 2-3 injections, and 47% of the people they got 4 injections, and sometimes in different areas or different people that take less than 60% of the people that take the 5 injections. So non-compliance is a major issue. So decreased compliance beyond 3 injections. So most of the people that take only 3 injections, not more than 3. So we see almost we miss 40% of the people, they miss the 4th and 5th dose. Next slide. So now the Rabies company from Cadila people, they have now introduced the Rabies that has got first protein subunit vaccine, which is prepared by VLP platform technology. and first vaccine with 3-dose intramuscular regimen, 0, 3, and 7. So within 7 days, the patient develops the full immunity and the disease becomes almost it is almost now the prophylaxis is almost complete. So just 3 doses in 7 days. So money is not a problem now. The life is more important than anything else. If we are alive, we can have lots of money even at the fag end of our life. But in case if there is no life, then what is the fun of having money? So it's not a life saving thing. It's not a money saving thing. It's a life saving vaccine. So better compliance due to easy to flow regimen and less visits, and its convenience, ready to use or no constitution needed. And most of the times the patient may get the 3 vaccines together and the dose is completed. So most of the times the dog is also not traceable. And we don't know whether the dog is live or not live because it's not sometimes trace the dog after 7 days. And but in case if we are get vaccinated, it gives us safety for at least for 1 year. Next slide, please. So what is this VLP technology? This is about the native virus. So G protein is difficult to stabilize. First, G protein isolation through VLP technology, and this purified and stabilized by the company people. And this virus-like particles of protein complexes exist as nanoparticles, and they are similar to the native virus particles, but that do not contain the viral genome. So it has got only the wall, and but they are not having the viral genome. So they cannot replicate but can mimic the viral antigenicity without being pathogenic. So it's the wall that stimulates the antibodies. So inside it's not having the genome. It's not having any. It is just like having a snake without any poison within it. So it gives a stimulation to the antibodies, and they are capable of inducing a strong humoral and cellular immune response. And so they are used as vaccines. So next slide, please. So it is a technology that has been tested by certain doctors, microbiologists, like original research article of novel recombinant rabies G vaccine, ThRabis, and a VLP-based rabies vaccine by different people. And this publication has been done by Dr. Sumit Padar, Dr. Ashok Agarwal, Dr. Amit Soni, and Dr. Seema Sharma. So these people, they have done certain researches, and their research has been published in APCRI journal. And in the next slide, we'll be seeing how much efficacy it is having. So the study design is about 0 to 2 doses of 10 microgram. They have been compared with the 50 microgram of Rabipur at 5-day interval, 5 doses, and 0, 3, and 7 dose intervals. So this is the data for the novel rabies vaccine after 14 days, after 42 days, after 90 days, after 180 days. So it all shows the data is almost at par with the newer vaccine, along with the, if we compare it with the Rabipur, the results are almost at par with each other without any showing any sort of inferiority, and it is efficacy is almost at par. Next, please. And safety and immunogenicity of a novel 3-dose recombinant nanoparticle rabies G protein vaccine administered as simulated post-exposure immunization, like randomized comparator and controlled multicentral this phase 3 clinical trial in which this trial was done. And next slide, please. So here the comparison was with Rabipur, 3-dose comparison with a 5-dose comparison of Rabipur, and to evaluate the immunogenicity and safety of this G protein vaccine administered as a simulated post-exposure immunization in healthy volunteers. Total subjects were 800, and randomized comparative controlled multicentric study was done. And in this study, 533 subjects were enrolled in the rabies, and 267 in Rabipur. And the next slide will be showing us what are the results to demonstrate the non-inferiority of the test vaccine to the comparator vaccine. Next, please. Subjects with a seroprotection at 14 days post first dose And primary objective was to get that much protection post first dose after 14 days, and secondary objective, person with the seroprotection at 42 dose post first dose of test vaccine. They were compared, and safety by monitoring subjects with the side effects. So we'll be seeing the people who were given 5 vaccines in 42 days and 3 vaccines in 40 days, or what were the side effects. So next slide will be showing seroprotection as well as the side effects. So the results were consistent across the different age groups. So as far as efficacy wise, seroprotection was almost 98% with the ThRabis, and with the comparator, almost 2-3% difference even at the end of the the efficacy was there even after 14 days. The same efficacy, the 5 injection course achieved at the end of 42 days. And adverse effects like with the ThRabis and Rabipur were significant with Rabipur as compared to the ThRabis. With ThRabis it was 9.9, and with the Rabipur it was 17.2. And local side effects like localized pain was almost 50% lesser, redness was almost lesser, and swelling was almost 50% lesser. Fever was negligible as compared to the 2% of almost 2% with the Rabipur, and ear pain and headache and urticaria, joint pains, and nausea, they were more with the Rabipur. So it shows non-inferiority for seroprotection primary endpoint. Day 14 and 42 were met, and test and comparator are identical in seroprotection rate, both on day 14 and 42. So the seroprotection was achieved in 14 days as compared to 42 days with the Rabipur. Next, please. So what was the study conclusion? The study shows the ThRabis was non-inferior to reference vaccine, and it has got less adverse effects as compared to the reference vaccine. A novel 3-dose ThRabis was found to be safe and immunogenic, and was comparable to 5 doses of WHO pre-qualified vaccine. Next, please. So all that shows that shows the Pharma Innovation of the Year award by the Economic Times and Golden Globe, Tigers Award and a Malaysia Award for as an innovative product of the year. So that shows the efficacy of this molecule, that it has been time tested, and since it is available in the market. So next, please.
It's awesome.
So now we come to the end of this molecule. So let's see the patient compliance in case we are able to give in place of 5 courses, 5 injection, and at a longer duration course, and with a lesser viability, and sometimes the failure rate. And in case we try the 3-day course, that is over within 2 weeks. So with almost similar results, so definitely it will be having an edge over the other molecules. So in case if anybody is having any question, we are ready to answer.
Definitely, sir. There are a few questions, sir. I'm going to read out the questions so that you can address. So first question is from Jupinder Singh, Amritsar. He's asking that how much temperature does it require to maintain the efficacy? So is there any kind of temperature required to maintain the efficacy of the vaccine?
So vaccine should be kept in the refrigerator at the temperature of less than 8 degrees centigrade. And actually there is not less than 0 temperature is not required, but it should be kept in the refrigerator so not directly exposed to sunlight. If it's a vaccine, then definitely it should be less than 8 degrees centigrade.
Yes, sir. Sir, just like to add, Sandeep here, sir. First of all, thank you so much with your nice presentation. As you rightly mentioned, sir, regarding vaccine, it is yes, 2 to 8 degrees you mentioned. It is absolutely right. As per our pack insert also, sir, it is 2 to 8 degree temperature, as you rightly mentioned, sir. The proper,
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Second question, sir. This is from Paromi Mehta. she is asking, do the company maintain proper cold chain? So this question is not actually for the doctors, but for Shivam sir. Like, does the company maintain proper cold chain? So you can answer the question, sir.
We do maintain cold
Yes,
chain.
definitely. As if we talk about the safety, if we talk about our like cold storage, we are at par, sir. We don't compromise with these things, sir. So
Actually, excuse
sir.
me. Actually, the cold chain system problem is there when the vaccine has been marketed.
Yes.
And if it is there in the market from the last 20 years or 30 years, just to cut the price difference, the people, they carry it in the bags and
Yes,
and
sir.
without any just like insulins, they carry the black market, in the gray
Yes.
market they call it. But
Yes.
for a newer molecule, the company is very much particular about its cold chain system. So definitely the efficacy is there, because the people, if anybody gets vaccinated, it's a very important thing that after vaccination, nobody should get this rabies. And
Right.
the rabies, if it happens after vaccination, then it becomes a major issue. So it's a major drawback. So cold chain system is maintained in a proper way by the company, because it's a newer molecule. So we can't think that any company who is launching a newer molecule, especially vaccine without cold chain system, it has to be refrigerated and proper planning has to be given.
correct, sir. And one more question is there from Uttam Chopra Batala. He's asking that, is there any study of this vaccine on children?
Company people get 10.
Yes, sir.
Actually, most of the times the studies are done on the children also, because children, they usually, these are the children and the old people, they fall a victim to
Yes, sir.
rabies most of the times.
Yes, sir. So, sir,
Yes.
I'd like to add here that actually, we, as you rightly mentioned, we should answer this question regarding pediatric trial, sir. It is already through we got an approval from Government of India in the month of March, and it's already enrollments are going on, sir. We will be doing one of the largest trial on anti-rabies vaccines. So more than 300 individuals we have volunteers we have already enrolled for this trial, and age group will be from 1 year to 18 years, because 18 plus we already have the study. So that is already enrollment is going on, and paper will be published latest by January 2024, sir, next year. So that is the one thing I thought that I should inform to the group. Sir, one other question has come from the group, which I can see that they're asking about, apart from this regular dog bite, if any other animal bite also occurs, like comes to you, like in cases like, apart from dog bite, any other animal bite cases, like monkey bites or any other ones?
Actually, for all the bites, rabies, it's a zoonotic disease. Even in camel bite, horse bite, monkey bite, even cat bite, we have to give this vaccine.
Right.
And we have to watch the animal for 7 days. If
Right.
the animal is rabid, it will die within 7 days.
Right, sir. And another question has come, sir, asking about how beneficial is 3 dose in terms of compliance. Do you have any experience with clinical experience, which you, if you want to, highlight to the group, that prior, after the coming launch of this 3 dose, how your patients are getting benefited? If you have any clinical experience, sir, if you want to share with us.
The compliance part is, it depends on the doctor who is initiating the patient.
Yes.
We have to make them motivated so that they get the full vaccination.
Yes.
And we should have their number.
Right.
And we should call them in case if they are local, or if they are at far off place, the 3 vaccines should be given together. And
Right.
so that the reminder call can be given, and this is the day that we should get yourself vaccinated. And
Right.
in case if you miss the vaccine, then the efficacy will also decline. So then there is no fun of getting only 1 injection.
Right.
You have to give at least 3 injections. This is the best thing one can do to just decrease the tension of the person.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
The people who have seen the rabid persons die, young people we have seen dying of rabies, and nobody is knowing. I have seen in emergency a young boy coming at odd hours at 1 a.m. in the morning with abnormal features. like
sir.
breathing difficulty, not accepting anything. And
Mhm.
nobody was knowing what is happening to this man. Even MRI brain was normal.
Right,
And we when inquired about from the family about any dog bite, then we came to know that he was having a dog bite 15 days back.
Oh,
So this 15-day, it's a very important period.
yes, sir.
And then we had another person who was carrying a Christian masonry along with them, along
Mhm.
with that person.
Mhm.
That he was saying that he has been caught up by some evil spirit, and
Mhm.
he's that's why he's behaving in an abnormal way. That he's not accepting food. He's doing abnormal activities like running here and there.
Right,
So
sir.
he was having active rabies.
Right, right.
So these people, if we tell them the things, then they'll get the full vaccination. Otherwise,
Absolutely.
if we tell them take it lightly,
Yeah.
don't tell them the serious aspect, then they'll take it lightly. They'll
Yes.
think that nothing is going to happen to us. And most of the times, the kids, because of the fear of the injection, they don't tell the family.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
So,
Is the one point. Sir, one more point I would like to add here, as you mentioned it, Kerala is also dedicated and we are aligned to Government of India's initiative to eradicate rabies by 2030. So we are also have initiated, sir, if you know this webinar today, all across India, we are having 50 plus webinars at the same time. So many of the
Okay.
doctors, and if I add this to your webinar right now, more than 75, 80 participants are live. We can they are watching you live here. So similarly across India,
Okay.
this is the one initiative we have taken, and every month we'll have this kind of program, sir, so that we can spread awareness not only among the patient but as well as for the medical fraternity also. So that is the one initiative we have taken. We are also posting more than 20,000, 30,000 patient education posters, sir, across India to different clinics. Spreading awareness regarding rabies. So that is the one thing I thought that I should also inform you, sir, from the company.
Okay. You are Mr. Sandeep?
Yes, sir. I am from Kerala Pharmaceutical, sir. I am
Okay.
the person who is handling this. Actually, I was in a different webinar. That webinar got finished, and then I thought I should come and check your webinar also. So I was just joining.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay. Actually, I want to mention one incident.
Yes,
I
sir.
was allotted a family in community medicine.
Okay, sir.
And in community medicine, there is lots of stress on rabies. And we
Right.
made posters about the dogs and Jevo. And
Yes.
at the entrance of some families, we put in the picture of this. That picture has been handed over to me like this way. So we
Okay.
handed over, we pasted this picture on the entrance of the gates of the
Okay.
people that rabies, it is a treatable disease and we should treat it in time.
Yes,
And
sir.
secondly, most of the chronic diseases, we have to just control it. And this is a disease that we can prevent it.
Absolutely.
So this is a disease which can happen to any time. It's not like kids. It's a
Yes, sir.
disease which can happen to any person who is
Anyone.
moving about at odd
Absolutely.
hours, especially bike. Those people who move on bikes at odd hours at
Yes.
11. Zomato people,
Right.
other people who are
Yeah.
carrying some eatables. So
Yes.
the dogs sometimes they bite from behind and the people sometimes ignore.
Yes, sir.
So this is nice and endeavor on the part of Cadila people
Thank you,
to
sir. Thank you.
introduce this vaccine. This was a
Yes.
need of the hour. So
Yeah.
improvisation is the key. Change is the law of nature. So
Yeah.
at least after 50 years, there is some awareness in the people that we should take care of the rabies.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you
Great,
so
sir.
much,
Thank
sir.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. We highly,
Thank you.
really appreciate, sir, your words.
Thank you.
And yeah, over to you, Parul. So you please give a lot of thank to sir.
Yes.
Any question, Parul? Any other question you are getting?
No, sir. Right now we are not. It has been very well explained by the sir. He has explained his experience also, and regarding the awareness part, he was very on point. And all the questions which have been asked, I have already discussed. So, sir, thank you so much, sir, for this informative talk. And we truly appreciate your efforts for giving your valuable time for this ThRabis webinar. And last but not the least, sir, as a Catalan, we would like to highlight that ThRabis has received 2 prestigious awards. That is one Economic Times Award and one is Golden Globe Tigers Award. So this is one thing we want to highlight and we want to discuss with our doctors, that if any patient is there, they can support and they can with all the strength and with all the trust, they can prescribe ThRabis. We are here for that, sir. So thank you all the
Okay.
speakers who have joined us, and thanks a lot.
Thank you so
Thank
much, sir,
you.
once again. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Parul
Shivin, sir.
and
Thank you.
Sandeep.
Yes,
Thank
yes,
you, sir.
thank you, sir.
Thank you. Bye,
Thank
sir.
you. All the best.
Thank you,
Yes,
sir.
thank you,
Thank you, everyone who have joined live to us. Okay, thank you, Shivam. Bye.